Hello everybody, my name is Smart Geek Blog, and this is one of my first videos in English, so if I make too much mistakes, don't be too mad at me. As I said in my last video, which is called I'll Tell You a Story and which was in Russian, this video is going to be a little bit off topic because I've never ever done travel vlogs before. For this week I decided to stop by in New York for Christmas break, and as I don't have a lot of money for professional equipment, we're gonna be filming this stuff on the iPhone X front camera, so in some cases the quality may not be very good. I think I already spent too much morning time in this place, so let's go exploring New York. Let's roll.
Just like the wide-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh.
Finally, I got out of the house, but it's already nearly sunset, which is too bad because I had some kind of plan to film some Christmas videos for my parents and for my friends with a specific idea, and our first destination in this case is gonna be Queens Walkway near river to look at Manhattan from this side of the river, and then I probably gonna go to Manhattan itself and film something from there. I still can't understand what's with the sound and how it's working with the AirPods. Many people said that AirPods mic is fine, but I'm not sure if it's true. And this is the canonical metro station, but yeah, a very Hollywood movie looking style. Let's put our ass inside the trolley. Finally, I got to the point, and here we can see WTC 1, which was built instead of the original one, destroyed in 2001. On the background we also can see the sunset, which is very beautiful, for some people romantical. If we move the camera a little bit right, we can see the evening in downtown Manhattan. There is Empire State Building, Chrysler Building, MetLife Building. A lot of new buildings have been constructed since time canonical movies were filmed, so it's really interesting to explore. I've been there yesterday. I think I'm gonna come back now in a few moments. Finally, I reached the night Times Square, which is flashing like the Christmas tree, like the Alienware laptop. It's pretty fancy, pretty interesting, pretty funny. Too many people, it's overcrowded all the times, during daylight, at night. But yeah, it's funny. I like it. I'm gonna stay here for some more time, maybe have a cigarette and then go back, because today is not my day because of the noise and bad microphone in my second phone, Nexus 5X, very old phone. I have to yell like this because my fucking microphone is not working normally on this phone. So I'm gonna stay here for some more time. According to this material, we can see that Times Square really looks like a freaking Christmas tree, but instead of Christmas toys, it was decorated with enormous amounts of advertisements. Everyone wants to get our money, capitalistic world. Also, from other angles, we can see huge amounts of people, very huge crowds on Times Square. During Christmas time it's sometimes even impossible to move there without hitting somebody, and as I was told by New Yorkers, it's kinda a regular situation here. For today it's the last part of my shitty travel vlog for my channel, so we probably meet tomorrow. I'm gonna cut it all in one video in Final Cut Pro like I always do. For the end of the first day I'm gonna tell a funny story. Came to Times Square, called my friend, asked how you doing, and he said like, what the f*** man, it's 2 a.m. and I'm still not able to get used to with the time slippage between Moscow and New York, Moscow and Boston. So yeah, sometimes it brings me in a very, very uncomfortable situation. Hello again, this is the second day of my shitty travel experimental vlog by Smart Geek blog. Today I decided not to film my journey from home to Manhattan because it was in the yesterday's part. Now I'm arriving to Central Park and Solomon Guggenheim Museum because I need to film something from there for my relatives, for people from the closest circle, let's say like that. Today I decided to wear something more elegant than normally because it's warmer, it's woolen, and in the evening I'm probably going to the nightclub, so to have a little bit party. So we arrived at Solomon Guggenheim Museum, which is constructed in postmodern style. Probably I'm a little bit stupid in architecture, but it looks pretty original, different and interesting. However, I'm definitely not going inside because I have too many plans and too little time. Today I want to attend most of the observatory places to watch and take pictures of the New York from the above, which I'm gonna do pretty soon, but first I would like to attend Central Park. We arrived to the Central Park of New York. It was my childhood dream to get here, but I'm gonna film this part, film another part for my closest circle, and then I'm gonna go to Empire State Building because I don't have much time in this city. I want to attend everything, but we all know that it's impossible. But I'm Smart Geek blog and I always try to get the maximum from my trips. And here, up on the 102nd floor of Empire State Building, we can see the South Manhattan with WTC complex, the South Manhattan. Down we see the streets, some leaks, some light leaks of the window is disturbing. Of course, for every filming or photography it's better not to have this shit, but unfortunately it's the reasons of the security. So on the other side we can see the Chrysler Building, one of the most beautiful buildings in New York, MetLife, and the Brooklyn. Unfortunately, no bridges. Manhattan Bridge and Brooklyn Bridge are not seen from here. For that case, we better use the one WTC observatory, which is better to see the Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges. If I had been a lion, some granny would have definitely beaten up my balls. But unfortunately, I'm a Tambov's wolf. Geekster. I know that it's the worst joke that could have been made, but everyone who have watched Madagascar cartoon when they were young would understand that now we are on the Grand Central Terminal, which looks more like a museum, and in no comparison of railway stations in our country, which look like shit and have a lot of hobos. And also I understand that my creepy face destroys all the mood, all the good quality picture, but unfortunately for variation we need some frames with my head. So in this case, because two previous footages were without my head, this is gonna be with my head. Unfortunately, that's the only way. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna take some pictures here, and then I'm gonna go have some some food, because last time I had food it was only breakfast. Some days I can eat once a day, but today probably not. One of the last points of today's travel vlog is top of the rock observatory at Rockefeller Center. From my point of view, it's the best sightseeing place in New York City, because from here you can see the Empire State Building at its full beauty. The Chrysler Building also could be seen from here. Unfortunately, the camera of iPhone 10 is a little bit shitty at night, so it's gonna be a lot of noise. Good thing we can record at 4K, then crop it down in the Final Cut Pro to 100%. There we can see the Jersey City, the downtown Manhattan, and far away in the South Manhattan we can see One World Observatory, One World Trade Center, where I am going tomorrow, which is gonna be the best view for the South Manhattan, for the Brooklyn Manhattan Bridge, the Statue of Liberty, and the South Manhattan. But for the Central Manhattan, this observatory is the best, I think. Another time I'm understanding that New York is like Christmas tree at all. RGB lightings are everywhere, so in the most cases you just don't need a tripod to get a clear view, because lightings are everywhere. You just don't need a tripod. On the other side of top of the rock observatory, the view is not that interesting. However, it still has some interesting parts. There, far away, we can see the Harlem, which I'm probably not gonna have time to attend this time, because too many places to visit, not enough time. But I really would like to see the original house of Tupac Shakur, because I'm a big fan of hip-hop culture. But not this time, I think. There is Central Park, which is pretty dull at night. And here some people decided to build bigger, higher, but not more beautiful. Those two skyscrapers are in the construction now, but they already look pretty simple, pretty low taste design. The designer of that was probably the same as the designer of cameras in iPhone 11 Pro, because the design of those two skyscrapers shitty, the same as iPhone 11 Pro cameras. So probably the designer is the same, but probably their goal was not to build a good-looking skyscraper, but to build the tallest one in New York. I know some people who run for those kind of goals, but from my point of view, those look like two huge and giant cocks made from steel and concrete. No taste, no beauty. Hello fellas, welcome to the third day of my amateur travel vlog by Smart Geek Blog. Again, I decided not to film my way from my place to the destination, which is today One World Observatory on the new One World Trade Center, which was built instead of destroyed Twin Towers. The view is pretty cool here. For all my childhood, I dreamt to visit the observatory on One World Trade Center. Firstly, it was original World Trade Center, now it's One World Trade Center, but the case is that I have always wanted to see the view from here. Now it finally happened, and I think I'm gonna show something of that to you with my stupid, idiotic commentaries, because the view is, I won't say it's better than from Empire State Building, but it's a little bit different, because Empire State Building is located in central Manhattan, and this is South Manhattan. We can see the Statue of Liberty and the other interesting parts of New York from here. Let's look them up. On this side of the observatory we can see the connection between Manhattan and Brooklyn, with two of the most famous bridges, Manhattan Bridge on the left and Brooklyn Bridge on the right. There is also Williamsburg Bridge, which connects North Brooklyn with Manhattan. It's a little bit far away, we cannot see it from here very clearly. One of my next stops for today is gonna be those two bridges. Yeah. Down we can see the Memorial 9/11 and the other buildings of World Trade Center complex. And on this side we can see the downtown Manhattan with all its skyscrapers like Empire State Building, Chrysler Building. We cannot see the Central Park from here. On the right we can see the downtown Queens, Long Island City, if I remember it correctly. And on the left side we can see the Union City, which is officially not a part of New York, but most of the New Yorkers still think it is, because it's easier for them, probably. However, that side of the river is already the jurisdiction of another state, New Jersey. And here it's the state of New York. As we can see from that angle, far, far away, it's the island with the Statue of Liberty, where I'm going after I get off the observatory. And if we move a little bit right, it's Jersey City, which is, as I told recently, officially not the part of New York, but many people still consider it as a part of the city. And now it's the moment of sadness in my travel vlog, because behind me we can see the fountain of 9/11 Memorial, which is in comparison with the size of my head and the people behind, very, very huge. Actually, its size very huge, very impressive, but still very, very sad. Here on the whole perimeter of the fountain we can see the names of people who died in 2001, September 11th. A lot of names, and the same in the second fountain of the South Twin Tower. Yeah, very beautiful, but still very, very sad, because it's a huge graveyard. Hello again, fellas. I understand that now it's already night, but after one World Observatory in the World Trade Center, which is behind me on the Manhattan Island, now I crossed the Brooklyn Bridge to the Brooklyn Island. I went to the 9/11 Memorial Museum, and this stuff was too personal for me to film, so I decided not to do that. And on Brooklyn Bridge there was too much noise to film, so I decided to film with a great view from the park. Next thing, I'm gonna visit the Manhattan Bridge. I'm gonna go there now and film something from there, maybe Brooklyn Bridge, maybe a little bit of Lower Manhattan with World Trade Center. And now I suggest you to look the view from here on the Brooklyn Bridge. And here is that great view which I was talking about. The Brooklyn Bridge, the World Trade Center, Lower Manhattan, just like in the movies. Perfect. Very beautiful. I like it so much. I just don't want to comment that. It's too beautiful to comment, really. Just like in the childhood dreams, just like in the movies. Next stop is gonna be the Manhattan Bridge. I'm gonna try to climb up the walkway to see the view from there, to film something from there, and then I would definitely go home, because I lost my chance to get to the Statue of Liberty today, so I'm gonna have to do that in the morning. But tomorrow I'm leaving back to Boston, so that's my last day, and I have to wake up very, very early to visit the last two places I want to visit in New York. And Now I suggest you to look the train. The train is going through the Manhattan Bridge. Very, very cool. The last destination for today, finally I got to the Manhattan's Bridge. The view is perfect, but I have to stand in a very uncomfortable position with my ass back because of the protection from the suicidals. To get a good view, I have to find a little hole in this place, but the view is perfect. Brooklyn's Bridge, Lower Manhattan, World Trade Center, very beautiful. But I'm so exhausted, so I'm gonna go home because tomorrow is the last day in New York. I have to come back to Boston. 5:30 p.m. is my bus, but the train, the subway train is coming. But I still have 2 places to visit for tomorrow, and coming to Boston in the evening, so I'm so fucking exhausted. I'm gonna go home now. It's already 11 p.m. See you tomorrow. Old-fashioned crap. And now I'm so glad to meet you in the last part of my super amateur travel vlog. Right now we are coming to the Statue of Liberty, which is located on the Liberty Island of New York. There are no bridges there. It's impossible to get there on foot or by car, so you have to take a ferry. Queue for the official ferry with drop on the Liberty Island on Saturday at 9 a.m. lasts at least 3.5 hours. And as I have to leave back to Boston today, this wait time is unacceptable. So I had to find some private organizations who make you a trip around the Liberty Island. They don't drop you on the island itself, but still you can have a good view on the Statue of Liberty. As we can see, the Statue of Liberty itself looks pretty elegant, however very symbolic and huge. The situation when the beauty is perfectly combined with the power is very, very rare in the modern architecture. And from another side of the ferry we can see the perfect view on Lower Manhattan and World Trade Center from another side of the river during daylight, so you could see every little piece of one of the most beautiful megapolises in the world. Unfortunately, I had to voice over this part of the video because the DJ on the boat was a batty boy. Furthermore, it was very crowded, people were chit-chatting, the noise of the water, so it was literally impossible to film that part of video with live sound, so please don't be mad at me. So now we are coming to the final part of my amateur stupid travel vlog on Smart Geek blog, filmed with a pretty shitty equipment. It's about like last 2 hours in New York. Very sad, already missing the city, but the dream came true. It's time to go back to Boston. The weather in Boston is gonna be very, very cold at night, so I'm gonna be freezing because I wear only this crap. But now, as the last destination, I decided to visit the new Highline Park, which was built on the old railway, 30 feet high from the ground. Very beautiful views, and this building, which author's name I cannot pronounce, is very unique, and it had several restrictions before it was finally built because the authorities thought it's impossible to build that kind of construction, but everything went well. Now I would like to say goodbye to New York and to you. It's very sad, but don't criticize me for my shitty equipment. I'm very poor, and for my shitty pronunciation in English because I'm Russian, sorry. But still, next videos are coming sometime near, I don't know. Subscribe for the channel, live channel, Twitter, Instagram, Smart Geek blog, VK for Russian viewers, and love you all. Goodbye, fellas.